Hopefully, this is the start of a much bigger trend, but for what we have now, we do have companies and organizations that openly support the Second Amendment movement here in California. One of them is a sponsor of this channel, that's Police Credit Union, and I felt like it'd be a good idea to do a check-in on what it is and what they offer. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel today. As you've seen in some of our current videos, we are ending year 2024 and we're springing into 2025. I can't think of a better way to start the new year than to really express the partnerships that we have. Of course, one of our main sponsorships for this channel is the Police Credit Union. So to talk about that today, what the Police Credit Union offers, we have brought on Darlene Hong. She's the Vice President of membership at the Police Credit Union. Darlene, thank you for being with us today.
Hi. Hello to everybody there at CRPA. How are you?
It's definitely good to have you, and I'm looking forward to really getting through some of this stuff with you today because you know there is obviously two different sides to a partnership or a sponsorship, but one of the ways that I really think we mesh well together is not just our advocacy for the Second Amendment, but also some of the programs that Police Credit Union offer. So, but before we get into the real nitty gritty of that, Darlene, for those of our viewers who haven't necessarily followed along with us over the past year, can you go ahead and just give us a breakdown? What is the brief history of the Police Credit Union, and what is it that PCU as an organization specializes in?
Well, thank you. Thank you, Kevin, for this opportunity today to be on the show and to really show our support to CRPA and the great things that we bring to the CRPA membership. A little bit about the Police Credit Union. First and foremost, yes, thank you. I've been with this credit union now for 40 years. The credit union's been around since 1953, and we were actually started by a handful of policemen created at this credit union. It was, based on just their mutual funds, financial needs and unpaid bills, things like that, right? And we actually started out in a little cigar box at a horse stable at a police station in San Francisco. And when I talk about this little cigar box, they're going, wait, what does that mean? I go, well, they started with putting money into this little cigar box. That's what we call the deposits. And they turn around and they lent it out to their fellow officers to use for their purchasing the uniform, purchasing that gun. And that concept about how this credit union started back in Golden Gate Park in that little cigar box of depositing money, borrowing the funds from that hasn't changed, believe it or not, for over 70 years, right? We continue to have members depositing into our credit union, using those deposits and lending it right back out to the members for what they need to help them through their financial path, helping them with their journey, helping them to fund that first home, right? Purchase that first car, taking care of those household expenses and ensuring that we can help them manage their debt. And so that hasn't changed for over 70 years. So we're very, very proud of how we have helped our members throughout these decades.
And it's definitely an outreach program that you guys have. You're not just a box plotted on a geographic location. I remember actually the first time I met you at the CCW conference trying to reach out to law enforcement officers there. That's something that I've really appreciated as I've gotten to know PCU a little bit more, is just how much outreach there is to try and get these benefits out to law enforcement officers. Is that really a big influence here? I'm kind of curious. PCU's been a sponsor of this channel for a while now. What is the interest that a credit union would have in an organization like CRPA and the preservation of Second Amendment rights?
I know that this is a really important topic for CRPA, and when we're talking about our credit union and how does this all kind of ties together, I look at it in the sense that we are all in alignment between the police credit union and CRPA, where we are here to serve the people, right? who cares about our community, supports the public safety and our first responders, and the protecting of our families. And that is in alignment, right? When I first met you, Kevin, and when I met the CRPA family, I go, we're all aligned. And I think I use that word with you so often, more than once. And I said, you're here as CRPA, as the organization, providing education, providing the services, providing the resources, and really speaking on protection, protecting the rights, right, of your membership about, and as well as for the country, and it's the influence and impact that you guys have. And police Korean is no different. We're doing the same. We're here to protect the financial well-being of our members, protecting their peace of mind, providing those services. And that's where I see that we are sharing the same common path there. And more recently, because of that, we expanded our membership eligibility to our friends and supporters, such as the members of CRPA, who recognizes that law enforcement, they are friends of your organization and the mission of protecting that community and that personal well-being, right? And so with that, we recognize the great support from CRPA in terms of law enforcement, and that again, reemphasizing that like-minded, supporting the community. And with that, I think that we're super excited that we can continue this partnership for years to come. And to be honest, it's just this wonderful relationship. We have seen CRPA members actually joining our credit union, and we're very appreciative of this partnership because they did say, we did not know we could be a part of this credit union. And I do support my law enforcement in my community. And just knowing that there's an institution out there that is doing so for them, providing them the services, we love to be able to give back in this way.
Well, yeah, and certainly when there's an alignment of values, if there are possible mutual benefits to be had there, I think they absolutely should be had, and kudos as well. And I hope that this is a part of a very good trend going forward. But coming out, making the statement that PCU has in favor of constitutional rights, I think is a great step forward and a great example for a lot of people in the coming years. Talking about some of those services, though, what services do you see that PCU offers that sets it apart from other credit unions?
Well, we offer similar products, Kevin, like from the banks, right? Savings, checking, and such. But we do pride ourselves in our unique products and services to our law enforcement, who risk their lives every day, to keeping our community safe. And here at the Police Credit Union, we provide this peace of mind, what is what we're very proud to be able to offer. And it is just something where we say, how do we give back? How do we show that we care for our law enforcement and what they do for us every day out there? And you remember our CEO who says that he has a son that is a police officer as well. And he's, as a father, as a family member, where he's coming from, is how can I have peace of mind knowing that my son is out there protecting the lives of others? How can I protect him? And so we provide what is called the debt forgiveness benefit for our peace officers, that if anything happens in the line of duty, if they were killed in line of duty and they had loans at our credit union, the police credit union would forgive their loan debt of up to $850,000 of debt. That is a service, that is actually a coverage that we provide complimentary to our peace officers so that their families have peace of mind. And that is not something other institutions would probably even um, invest that kind of commitment to. But because our credit union is focused for our public safety, for our first responders, this is something we show as in our mission of how do we take care of our own? And this is one way that we do.
Yeah, and that's huge. I mean, you do have this situation where you have police officers who are entering a line of business that they do have to put their lives on the line every single day, and we do see tragic stories every day. And you're talking about 850K. That's a mortgage. That's car payments. That's all kinds of stuff. So what a great way to show appreciation for somebody who takes on the responsibility of upholding our laws and putting their life on the line to keep the peace here in the state and the country. Definitely one of my favorite things about Police Credit Union, for sure. But you also mentioned the benefit that CRPA members have the opportunity to become PCU members. What sort of benefits do you see? As far as that relationship happening between PCU and CRPA for its members?
That is something we were just so proud about with this partnership. We actually, like I say, have seen so many of our CRPA members joining our credit union and actually seeing what type of services that they have been using, Kevin. And a lot of our CRPA members have taken advantage of our savings, our free checking, our very competitive CD rates, the money market rates, as an example, the different terms that are available for them. But what we've seen a great deal is on other additional services. When it comes to home equity lines and when it comes to mortgages coming to looking at the lowering their debt, restructuring their debt. Do you know that right now in the US, there's over, oh my goodness, how can we say this? There's over 18 trillion in total US household debt right now. A lot of people don't even realize how much that is. And how does that kind of bring it back to the police credit union? Our members are also no different, are challenging with today's debt, right? And we have helped many members restructure their debt, help them with lowering their debt, managing the debt with the solutions for certain personal loans, um, suggesting and making recommendations on the type of personal loans that they can use to manage that debt. And we have helped members that taken them from 33%, 30 percentile rates, and we've taken them down to less than 10%. And these are just as examples of how we have helped our members reduce their debts in a more manageable way for their family and their household situation. So with that, we are pleased to be able to offer is not just the typical banking service. We provide financial education, complimentary webinars. We provide estate planning and living trust services for our members. That seem to have been super popular right now for
Yeah.
majority of our members, whether they're peace officers, family members, friends and supporters, and those that are here like at CRPA members are now knowing that there are options here for them. They can choose. They could say, you know what, I belong to this institution, but now I also belong to police credit union. And so when I make a sound decision next time around when I need something, I can choose from these various sources. And thanks to CRPA, I know that police credit union is one of my resources to choose from. And that I think is really important where you and I provide that option for the CRPA members. And the greatest part of what I'm hearing when I go to some of the chapter meetings, the CRPA members say to me when I tell and share the story about the debt forgiveness and knowing that their money is going back to work in helping in ways like this, that gives them some sort of really great gratification. And they even said that to me. I can't say that about my bank. I can't say that I know my dollar is going to do this and that, XYZ, for, for example, our police officers. But I know that if I bank with the police credit union, I know that my dollars are going back to work in taking care of their membership with a service like debt forgiveness. It makes me feel good. And I was really impressed when I actually heard that from one of the members. So it speaks highly of, and it validates that we're doing right by our membership for both the peace officers and to bring purpose, and it brings value for our members that are the supporters and friends of our law enforcement. It gives them some real value of knowing that I know I'm doing something good by being a part of this membership here at this credit union. I know I'm making a difference. I think that's what it is, Kevin. I know I'm making a difference.
Yeah, and it seems like that is becoming increasingly important to people. Looking at a lot of online debates right now, not just having to do with the Second Amendment fight, but government policies as a whole. It does seem like virtue is on the rise again. It's becoming important, and what greater place to put it than in something like this, where you can also benefit with your finances. I guess as a way to round this out a little bit, on the federal level, we did see a change in the guard. We saw a presidential election happen. Likely, a lot of things are going to be going into effect over the next several years. That will likely affect the economy. I'm curious what your outlook is over the next few years, and ways that PCU members would be able to benefit by the trends that are going to start happening.
We knew this was coming, right, Kevin? As far as whatever the change of the guard, whatever the decision was going to be as far as the election goes, there was always that questioning of what's going to happen next, what's going to happen one way or the other. And, while, with the new presidential administration coming and so forth, um, and for us, while we do not try to predict the future, but rather products and services that we help for all our members. We're gonna help as we have always been in good and bad economic times, right? Whether members have savings or deposit, invest, or whether they are just looking to get an auto loan or a home loan in favorable times, or loans to help their members experiencing distress. We try and help all our members, regardless of whatever the economy is doing, whether it's well or could be in more challenging times. But we have served our members through the boom and the bust, through the Great Recession, and even through the pandemic, right? So the way we see it, and again, like I said, I've been with this company for 40 years. I've seen rates when it was my mortgage rate, I had to pay 17%. Um, and where it went down to 2%, 3%, and we're seeing it rising again at the 6 and 7%. In good times and bad, whether regardless of how the rates or how things may go, Police Credit Union has weathered the storm for our members. Rest assured, we will not do anything differently. We will continue to do what's right by our members. We will help our members and their families in these good times or bad. But again, what we have seen when we're speaking about, the Federal Reserve rates, and people are all saying that anytime they see the Federal Reserve rates and they say they're going to drop the rates, people generally think that, oh, across the board, all rates are going to change. But Kevin, to be super honest, the Federal Reserve, when they change their rates, they're really changing on the short-term rates, right? Where it directly impacts this prime rate, that are such as credit cards, home equity line of credit, business loans, where they use these base index. So those types of loans are generally impacted quite quickly. But when we're talking about like deposit rates and other loan rates, such as autos and fixed rate home loans, those change at different speeds by different financial institutions. Police credit union would be no different. So because of this, our consumers, they either, they'll take the time, they'll spend a lot of time, and they'll be researching on the type of deposits or the loan types that they may be exploring for what they need. Is it good? Is it fair? And across the board. So with the police credit union, there's not going to be any different. But what's going to be good is now they have that option of adding police credit union in that shopping phase, right? And knowing that, if things should change, I'm ready to purchase my car, and the rates are where they may be at this time, but Every institution may be different. I'm going to look at police credit union as one of my options. And so that's how we see what's going to be going on, Kevin, that
Well,
good times or bad, we're going to be here for the generations to come.
Well, and yeah, and there always will be good times, and there will always be bad times. I can tell you in my personal experience, doing what I do, I've had the privilege of experiencing a lot more gratitude. I know that what we do here at CRPA is definitely putting the interests of Californians at the forefront. You really can't ask for a whole lot more than that. So it's pretty gratifying to hear that the interests of the members are at the forefront of the initiatives there at the Police Credit Union. Darlene, I really appreciate the the relationship that we've had already. Definitely looking forward to the relationship going forward and for the years to come. Not just with you personally, but also Police Credit Union as a whole. It's benefiting the cause. It's going to the right place, and I want to thank you for coming on and sharing with us today.
Well, thank you, Kevin. And once again, thank you to the CRPA family. Everybody there is just wonderful. And we feel honored that we have this opportunity to be a part of the partnership with CRPA and more importantly, to take care of your members. And with that, we look forward to our years to come in partnership. And I would like to wish everyone happy holidays and stay safe.
Well, thank you very much. And yeah, much appreciated. And guys, if you haven't checked them out already, Jacob, go ahead and put a link for Police Credit Union down in the description below. You'll find their materials anywhere that CRPA is going to be. And guys, if you like videos like this, you want to continue and learn more about partnerships that CRPA has. Again, all of this goes into the fight. And if you want to directly contribute to that litigation and legislative efforts to help progress the Second Amendment here in California, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to these videos. It really helps with the algorithms push this information as far out as it can possibly go. Again, we are looking to educate as many people as we can, not just with the litigation and the legislative efforts, but the culture and obviously the people who make up the culture, sponsors like the Police Credit Union. So thanks, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.